This morning I woke up in Gorham, New Hampshire. So good afternoon, everybody. I kind of had a lazy morning, lazy evening last night too. I didn't pull the camera out till now. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. I'm finally out of the van. Finally ready to do something other than just sitting in the van all day here. A little bright out today. I wish I could put my sunglasses on, but I decided to not deal with contact lenses this trip. I had them on for the drive out here, but then I decided I just don't feel like dealing with it. I got to get the sink and everything set up properly inside the van, but at least we're a step closer. We got that, got the closet. It needs finishing work, but we have it. And I'm happy to say that most everything stayed in it. Did have a couple little incidents, but that was mainly stuff that wasn't in the closet that fell. So it's going to work out well. I just got to sit down and organize it a bit better so I can fit everything in it properly. But yeah, that closet's going to be great. It's a huge improvement in the storage capacity. I don't have those bins sitting in the van anymore, which is great. I don't have to move the bins around, don't have to restack them. Everything just stays in the closet now. That was a perfect addition to the setup. So yeah, I'm in site 11 this time. It's not a great site. It's a decent site, but it's not level, so I'm down a little bit of a slope. But I came in. I only paid for one night last night. I wasn't sure if I was going to stay here or if I was going to try to move to a different site. But the campground was surprisingly full when I pulled in last night. I did not expect that. Almost every site was taken except for this one, a couple other. There was a few that were still available. It was more than half full anyway, so which surprised me. But a lot of them have emptied out this morning. But there's a couple there. There's a couple of good sites on the other side here that would be a little bit more level. I was thinking of moving over there, but there's one camper there that's got a generator running. Thankfully, a quiet one, but I don't want to listen to it, so I don't hear it over here. So I'm going to stay here, I guess. This will do. So I got to go pay for a couple more nights. I did move the van a little bit this morning. You can see the tire tracks in the ground. I had the door facing right into that ice patch right there, and yeah, that wasn't good, stepping out of the van and onto ice. So this afternoon I moved it over. Tires holding great. They forgot to put the cap back on, I just noticed. So I have to get a cap for that, but the tires holding, no problems there. So we'll top it all up again when I get back to the home base. But yeah, overall I'm pretty happy. So this will do. Be here for a couple more nights, and yeah, I think it's gonna be good. This is a little on the chilly side. It's about 39 degrees right now and a little bit windy, but I guess it's gonna be warmer tomorrow, possibly up in the 50s. We'll see. We'll see if it gets that warm up at this altitude. But we're up probably around 1,200 feet right now. But yeah, not too bad. So first thing I'm going to do, pay for the other 2 nights of the campsite here, so I got to go down and get an envelope. And then I'm going to walk down and see how the river's flowing in that, and see what Dolly Cop Campground looks like, and we'll decide what we're going to do for today. This is an area they were doing some work last week. They actually announced that the campground was closed because of some road work, so this is obviously where they were working, right on the bridge here. Let's see what they're doing here. Well, they had some steel plates across it when I drove through. Yep, they're still there too. Stuff's soft enough, at least it's not too slippery. Brook is flowing nicely though. Not exactly photogenic with all this caution tape and everything around here. Oops, this caution tape broke. Somebody might want to do something about that. Alright, let's continue. I ended up going back to the van, grabbing my my ice cleats here because the road got very slippery right as I was getting closer to the bridge. So There's no areas where it melted. What's happening is it's a little bit, wow, you gotta see this. I didn't expect to see that view of the mountain there with the cabin and the ranger office and everything here. That was good. Anyway, as I was trying to say, the ice here, the ice has been just a little bit above freezing, so the top layer of the ice is melting. It's making it really slick. I wasn't expecting that, so I went back, got my ice cleats. Now I'm back on dry pavement. I hate walking with ice cleats on the pavement, so, I took them off again. We're walking into the Dolly Cop campground area now. Just had a nice encounter with Kim, the manager for the whole White Mountain National Forest campground system here. She was up there collecting the pavement envelopes and that. And she recognizes me from my YouTube channel and everything. She's the one who directs the campground host to go watch my YouTube videos, apparently. So, Kim, if you're watching this, that was a nice meet up there. And I'm sure we'll see you again. So, anyway, taking just a little stroll here into the Dolly Cop campground area just to see what's happening here, see how the trail system is, see how walkable it is. Decide how much snow I feel like walking through. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do these few days here. I'm here for all day today, all day tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a lot, if I'm just going to spend a lot of time relaxing at the van. But we're just exploring a little bit right now. Yeah, I'd definitely like to come in here and explore a bit again. I'm sure there's some areas I haven't seen up in this campground, but it's still a little tough walking here. We'll see what I feel like doing later, but I'm going to head back to the camper right now and get some lunch because I'm actually getting hungry. So, probably just going to go for the simple peanut butter and fluff sandwich routine today. But I'm hungry. I want to head back to the camper and relax for a bit. See what I feel like doing later. Well, that walk didn't end the way I was hoping. So sure enough, I didn't have the ice cleats on, and while I was walking back to the camper there, I slipped on the ice and fell on my rear end, and now my lower back is sore. So I just got myself back to the camper, and of course while I was sitting there on the ground, I put my ice cleats on finally. Yeah, idiot. Worked my way back to the camper there, and just took some ibuprofen in hopes of staving off a more serious pain tomorrow. Well, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, we're back here now. I guess we're going to get some lunch. As I had planned, basic peanut butter and fluff sandwich on raisin bread. One of my favorite lunches. Yeah, it's a little chilly right now. It feels cold right at the moment. Clouds have come in, sun's just fading out. It's getting later in the day. It's about 37 degrees right now. And yeah, it's a little chilly. But I decided anyway to set up the outside table today. I haven't set that up in a while, so decided to set that up. Although I'm probably not going to use it for anything today, I'm hoping that tomorrow's supposed to be up around 50, and I'm going to make some pizza on it tomorrow. Set the stove up in my little oven and that. And make some pizza on it tomorrow. I'm certainly not using the picnic tables. Too snowed in at the moment. So I won't be using those. But I noticed something interesting over here. Not sure how well it's going to show up in the camera here, but we got a trail here. It goes right up into the trees up there. Where it's pressed down and a little dirtier. I'm kind of curious. Is this an animal path? Or did somebody do some cross-country skiing here? I'm not sure which. It's one or the other. There's no footprints. I can see no human, no wildlife, nothing. I don't see any footprints in this, but I see a clear trail here. And if I were to walk out there, I'd definitely create footprints. I don't know. Definitely definitely a trail right there. It goes right into the campsite here. So I don't know if somebody was cross-country skiing or not. If it was cross-country skiing, they'd think you'd see the holes where the ski poles were. And I'm not seeing that either. And if it was a person walking, there'd be definite footprints. Like I walked into this area to explore a little bit here, and you can see footprints where I was walking through. So, I don't know. Wolfman Jack looks real good out here. It's too cold. I'm going back in. So one of the things that I did on this cabinet is I put a stick here to keep things from sliding out from under the cabinet while I'm driving. The problem is it makes it harder to fit stuff in here. It actually reduces the capacity of what I can hold because things are just too big. They sit on top of the stick. So I think I'm going to end up removing that. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Do I have the right tool? Yes, I think I got the right tool for the job. Yep, okay, good. Let's pull this right out. Oops, wrong way. There. Couple holes in the floor, but oh well. Now, everything just fits. Yeah, it's probably going to slide out from under there, but at least it all fits in there now, which is what I wanted. Didn't want to have to go fighting to get things in and out of there all the time. Much better. Huge improvement. Alright. That opens up a little more floor space now, too. It's getting late outside and cold and everything else. Down to 35 out there now, so time to come in and start making some dinner here. So tonight I am going to make maple glazed chicken bites. It's a recipe I actually just came across randomly on Facebook and said, you know, that sounds good. So sorry to my vegetarian viewers here. This is definitely not a vegetarian dinner tonight, but it should be good anyway. So we're going to start off with the bacon. Now I'm making some modifications to this recipe, of course, to make it work well as just a single serving while camping instead of the big meal that the recipe calls for. So I'm going to simplify it a bit. I don't feel like going through a complicated process. I'm going to throw 4 half slices of bacon on it. Actually, I'm going to start heating. Cook it on low heat because I am cooking inside the van right now. I really don't want a lot of grease splatter. We're going to cook it on low heat. While that cooks, we're going to start slicing up the chicken strips. I got 2 chicken strips. Slice that up into small pieces. And then we'll set it aside until the pan's available. And by the way, sorry about the background noise. Unfortunately, the fridge decided to turn on just as I was getting ready to make dinner, so you can probably hear that running in the background. Anyway, the bacon's done. Take that off the stove. So what I do is I keep a canned this metal cup here by the door, and I pour the excess bacon grease in there when I come up with it. Spread some around the pan. Are we recording? Yeah, we're recording. Okay. Spread some around the pan. Just dump it in the cup. There we go. All right. Turn that back on. Low heat. Dab of cooking spray on it. There we go. And we throw the chicken in. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Let that cook. Then with the cutting board, so throw that in there. Yeah, I got my tub behind me right at the moment. That's my sink until I actually put a real sink. It's going to be nice when I actually have a real sink. Now I got the closet behind me. I can start focusing on trying to get this plastic folding table replaced with a real countertop space. This chicken's going to take a few minutes to cook, so we'll check back in when that part's ready. Okay, so the chicken's cooked. Now it's time to add the glaze. Now, first put down on a lower heat. Now the recipe that I found calls for mixing the glaze ingredients together in a small bowl, but because I'm cutting this recipe down into a quarter of its size, it doesn't really make much sense. It's going to be such a small amount. Half the stuff would get stuck to the bowl anyway before I got it into the pan, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to mix the stuff directly onto the chicken. So, calls for 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I'm just going to guess my way through this stuff. And a couple of, about 1.5 teaspoons of brown sugar. Let's see, a little spoon. Maybe. I can get this thing to open enough. Okay. Close enough. Okay. And 1/4 teaspoon of soy sauce. And just a pinch of garlic powder. And a pinch of onion powder, which I need to get some new onion powder because this one's turned into a rock. Good enough. Alright. Just stir that up. There's a pot holder when I need one. Just had it too. Oh well. Stir that all up. Let it simmer for a couple of minutes. I need a pot holder. This will work. Get advantage of the slope of the van here because I'm just on a slight slope downward here. So I turn the pan around so now all the stuff will work down to the other side of the pan. Oh, this is going to be a sticky mess to clean out of this pan tonight. I can tell already. And then we crumble the bacon into it. And stir that up, cook it for another minute or so, and then that part will be done. Put that in. Nope. Landed in the plate. What do we got here? What do we got? Carrots, that'll work. Yep. My water bottle's down here. I just throw that in there. Where'd you guys go? There you are. Screenshot off of my camera. So make sure it was still working here. Alright, we just throw that on the stove for a couple of minutes. The water hot, now we'll get the veggies hot. And I was going to make some mashed potatoes with this. That was actually my plan, but I couldn't find any on the shelf, so apparently I'm out. I did come across some bacon cheddar potato shreds, though. It fits in with the bacon theme, I guess, tonight. So we're going to make this up instead. Now, of course, this is designed to be cooked up in a microwave. I don't have that at the moment. Soon. Not right now, but I'm just going to cook it in here instead. So you're supposed to just add 3/4 cup of water, stick this in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and it's good to go. But I don't have that, so I'm just going to do it in here. I tried just adding hot water to one of these once, and it didn't work out well. So I was hoping that I would be able to do that, but that didn't work. So yep, 3/4 cup of water, and we'll just throw it on the stove for a couple of minutes, and that should be good too. Measuring cup. For this I use the drinking water. I've been buying these crystal geyser waters instead of the market basket water because I think the water tastes better when it's in this kind of plastic container. And this is my drinking water, whereas the stuff out of the bottle that's under the counter is just washing water. I use this for cooking purposes. Yes, I poured the non-drinking water into the pan with the carrots, but it's not actually going to come in contact with the carrots, it's just heating the plastic container they're in. Yeah. As soon as the stove becomes available, put this on it, and that'll cook right up. Okay, so the potatoes are, potato shreds, I should say, are just sitting for a couple of minutes now to thicken up. And I got my carrots, I got my chicken, and I get to do another root beer review. This time I got Frosty root beer, which is also one of those root beers from the Orca Beverage Company, or Orca Beverage Incorporated, from Washington State. So let's see how good this one is. Let's see, the ingredients on this one. Carbonated water, pure cane sugar, caramel color, sodium benzoate, preservative, citric acid, natural and artificial flavors. Well, artificial flavors, that's a bummer. Alright, open this thing. There we go. You know, not a lot of fizz. That's already not a good sign. Smells good though. Let's see. Nope, no points for the head on it. Got a nice color to it though. And there's lots of bubbles in it still, so it does have fizz. Smells good. Let's see. It's an okay root beer. Not one of the best ones, but it's an okay one. Yep. Not going to go down as one of my favorites, but flavor's a little on the weak side and a little bit of a tang to it, actually. But it's not bad. Alright, let's see how this came out. Oh my. That's really good chicken. Too bad this thing's sliding down the table here. Too bad it had to sit a little while and cool off, but it's good. Oh wow, that's good. And the shredded potatoes are not so good. You're okay. Maybe if I put some gravy on them or something, it'd be okay. Alright. I know this video's been all over the place today. Between a little bit of a hike, a little time at the outside the van, a little bit of time in the van. It's kind of all over the place. There's no cohesion to this video at all. I've just kind of a relaxing day here around the campsite. Tomorrow we'll see if we can get out for a hike if my back isn't too sore from that fall. We'll see. It's still hurting right now, even with the ibuprofen, so we'll see what it feels like when I get up in the morning. Alright. We're going to stop this video here, so thanks for coming along. I know, like I said, this hasn't been a very exciting video. It's just good to be back out on the road again. And I think as long as I can keep the finances coming in, I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but as long as I can keep the finances coming in here, we'll be able to keep traveling here. So we'll be working on that. In the meantime, remember, slow down, enjoy life, and always be kind. And we'll catch you in the next one.